Hello, my beloved beast folks. Hi, I'm doing a bit of an experiment where I'm not wearing my headphones and it's very weird, but it's also a lot more comfortable. And I realized I have nothing to listen to, so I can just free ears today. We're going to do some GM prep for Eat the Rich, and I'm really excited because things are starting to pop off. We're getting into the middle diamond now, right? There's always this thing that happens in campaigns, whether it's new campaigns or it's ongoing campaigns that you're going to play. But there are a few sessions where you're just kind of like, as a GM, okay, let me just guide you along through this initial part, right? Let me introduce the themes. Let me tell you where you're going to be. Let me do things like attack you to startle you in the street. But we're starting to get out of that introductory period. And now, and for basically the rest of the campaign, right until the last episode or two, the characters have a lot more freedom than they used to, right? And that freedom, it's scary when you're a GM, because now all of a sudden they could do anything. And the players, and in part, when I use systems like goals for Court of Swords, it's a way to protect myself from that. It's a way of saying like, hey, what do y'all think you're going to do next session? Not what are you definitely going to do, but what do you think you're going to do? What if you had to guess, what do you think it would be that you would want to do next time? But now, yeah, like I don't know if the players are going to want to stick around in Philos and worry about the city burning down. I don't know if they're going to want to flee. If they do, I don't know if they're going to want to take the river or if they're going to want to take the road. Like there's a lot. So what I have to start doing now is taking a step back a little bit and creating a loose framework of maybes, right? This is where things like NPC motivations, general setting ideas, and these kinds of things become easier the longer you GM a specific campaign, right? The more detail you have, like Court of Swords, I can wing it when the characters do something unexpected because I understand the world so much better than in Eat the Rich, where I don't really know the world at all. I have some ideas, but my vision into the world, I mean, 5 episodes into a game like Court of Swords that's 140 episodes long, I didn't know anything about that setting either. And so this is why long-term campaigns are often easier to run, because you do less and less prep as your prep accumulates casually. So we'll talk a little bit about how that might work for Eat the Rich and sort of some of the challenges of this. It's not a sandbox exactly, but it's letting yourself kind of accept the chaos and then being ready, being agile enough to leap in whatever direction the players are going. It's like that cartoon of a little train car, right? Little train car with the pumps, and there's 2 guys on it. And one guy's pumping the train car and it's going along the rails while the other guy is laying the rails down in front of them, right? Sometimes GMing is laying those rails down as you travel them, even if you don't know where you're going or what. You're just frantically grabbing rails and putting them down so that the train can continue in any direction, right? So, yeah, I mean, the difference between this game and a sandbox game is that in a sandbox game, the premise that I discuss with the players would be, do as you will, I'll be here to react, right? But because it's a mini series and we have some specific stuff, my job now is to say, here is the world. You've agreed this is the premise, right? You're going to go after the hawk in hiding. This will happen, but I'm not going to tell you how to get there. Now, in a one-shot, I would probably railroad harder. I probably would have built those rails a little better. There'd be some switchbacks. There'd be some other stuff. But since it's a short run and we know there's a goal, I at least have that diamond shape, right? So what I want to do today is make a map. Now, you know me, it's not going to be a map. I'm not here to cartograph. I am here to instead create a flow chart of narrative objects. This might include locations, but it might also include events, right? And I'll talk about how to create a anticipatory flowchart when we get to that point. But first, what we got to do is we got to talk about old business. So let's maybe start there. So What I usually do when I'm getting my prep ready is, and you've seen this if you watch the Eat the Rich prep, this is the header document. This is what I put at the beginning. This is the, what do they call it? A masthead. It is a masthead. Yeah. So that's also Mecrior. Don't worry. The sub icon is both a beard and glasses, an orange cheerleader, and a tiny man lifting weights. It's all three of those things. It's magical. So what I want to do here is just lay out, this is the same. This is the masthead of my prep. This is in every prep doc. It reminds me, this is the structure. This is what I have to work with. This is what episode I'm on. It's a bit like a call sheet for a TV show, right? What pieces we have to work with today. I keep a track record of the alignments here because I know that these are things that I want to keep in mind all the time. And then after that, we do old business, we do stakes questions, we do prep, and I figure out what do I need for the next episode, and then think largely about the game as it is. Now, last time we built this relationship map, right? Which is super useful for a game in which all these characters are already around, right? Like if Prince Maximiliano and Father Ronaldo and Duchess Carolina and Jotun and the Illuminated Masters, and if they were all in one place, like a Apocalypse World community, I could use this already. But all this is for now is my brain on paper, right? It's helping me understand what the connections between the various characters are. Now that's useful, but it's not functional in the sense that I'm not going to look at this likely during the next episode, right? This is what I imagine the connections between the characters to be. It's useful like a map, but I'm not going to be referring to it, probably. Now, what I want to do here is come up with a combination of locations and events and lay them out in something that's a bit of a hybrid between a narrative flowchart and a literal map, in the sense that this will have places, it might have characters, and it might also have, when the characters go here, this happens, or before they go here, this happens. This is the kind of thing that you could theoretically take and give to a person to make into a real map, but I can't draw a real map at all. Like you have seen me try, you know that I suck at it, and we play to our strengths, all right? So for me, it's taking these bits and pieces and laying them out in a way that kind of flows them together. So let's do that. Let's start here, and then we'll go back and forth between these two documents. So what we have on either side of the map, right? And I'll arrange this. I'll arrange this in kind of a functional order, right? So like we have Philos at the bottom, right? Free City of Philos. There it is. This is our place where they are now, right? And then up here, and we'll probably never go here, but up here is, and I gotta come up with a name for this place. This is the Republic, and it's gotta sound kind of. It's got to sound kind of like Dutch, we talked about, or Danish, which I know they're not the same, obviously, but Republic of, and something with a MA like sound. I know it's so hard, right? Or we could just call it something else. I had this thought in my head of calling it the Republic of Mendelbrot, but I wonder if that's too on the nose. I just like the sound of the name Mendelbrot, right? Like, I think that's cool. They're not going to go there, but yeah, Andrew and I talked a little bit about what it might be called, but yeah, something like that. Yeah. So I'm kind of floating that in my brain, trying to figure out, like, what do we want to call this place? Even if we never go there, it's going to get referred to a lot. It's the second most important place in the setting. So Maastricht sounds good. I like that. The Republic of Maastricht. And we'll leave that for now. That's a good working title. It'll probably end up being the one that sticks. I like that. Okay. So here, let's bump this up a little. There we go. So we can read those. Okay. Free City of Pylos, Republic of Maastricht. And then we talked about there being a river, right? So we know that the river connects these two places. All right. And I know it's like a direct line, but we can just kind of put it like that, right? So there's the river. And I guess I might as well make it blue because it's water. And let's make it a dotted line between those two places. Okay, all right. So there's our river, right? And we know that this is a main method of transit between these two places. And I'm actually gonna hang on a second. No, I'm gonna redraw this because I want it to go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is sort of the main route between these two locations is this river, and I think that probably it's being like fairly highly policed right now. You know, like I think it's being I don't know, it's being like restricted. You can't just jump on it, and you need like permits and what have you to be allowed to use the river, right? And then we have an area, and this is sort of an overarching like zone almost. And we talked about it being kind of like here, right? I think I can move this. Yeah. So this zone is called the overlap, right? And so the overlap it's a kind of no man's land we had talked about before. And I think maybe, I don't know, maybe it overlaps the river in part, but not all the way. Like I think there's a section of the river where we have to kind of go through it. Yeah. But it's not like it doesn't use up the majority. And this is the only part of the overlap that's kind of like safe to go through, but the rest of it's pretty dangerous. I think it's a wooded area. And I guess, you know, we can make some notes about the overlap here. So heavily wooded and highly rocky terrain, home to bandits, exiles, brigands, and dangerous animals. And then it's also a hunting ground for brave nobles from both city-states. Philos has a navy in the same sense the Swiss has a navy. Yeah, right. I think that's reasonable. Okay. So there's the overlap. That's kind of what we know about it. And then there's also an old road that I think goes... We need a road. Like, why would there be a road in addition to the river? What benefit would the road have that the river doesn't? Right? Because the idea here is the overlap is dangerous and you can take boats. Yeah, maybe just for the poor. Maybe it's just because you can't afford to take the river. Yeah, I think that's, yeah, winter. Oh, that's great, Lude Charizard. The river freezes over in the winter. That's perfect. Yeah. I love that. No, that's really smart. Yeah. And then, yeah, there's like a logging road that runs through the overlap like that, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let's make this black because it's a road. There we go. Okay, so there's the river Sophia, the river Darmok, and then we have the old logging road, which I can never figure out why sometimes I'm allowed to add text to these lines and other times I'm not. Why, draw.io? Why? Okay, so the River Sophia, and then the Woodland Road. I used to live on Woodland Road, actually. Okay. Yeah, that's right. So it goes back and forth. So I like that. So in the winter, you have to use the Woodland Road, and in the summer, people can use the river because it's thawed. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's move Ooh, that's terrible. Let's not do that. I want to find a way to let this road go through the overlap, but not cut off my... Yeah, because I want there to be a confrontation on a bridge. Honestly, so... And then maybe it goes... Yeah, I think that's reasonable. So, okay. So that means that if they want to get into the overlap, they can either take the boat, and I think we're in this position where they're in a bit of a sweet spot in terms of the weather. So they could go either way, right? The road would be a mess in the autumn. Yeah. If the river froze over, would you still take it? I think it's probably not quite enough frozen to like take, maybe if you're bold or you have like quick kind of vessels. Yeah. Okay. So then let's put another object in here. Okay. So the Woodland Road. And then so St. Alvar's Bridge is in here. Let's reduce the font a little. Give me a little more room. Yeah, and there'd be like a roadhouse there, basically. Yeah, and that'll be like right here. Oops, no, I don't want to. Nope. Okay, there. And then I think I can push this back slightly. All right, it's not the cleanest document in the world, but here, you know what? I can just do this. I'm smart. I know what's up. Okay, here we go. Let's just connect this. This is actually right there, and I'll just use a straight line to tell me that. Okay, that's fine. Cool. Okay. So St. Alvar's Bridge is the bridge they will have to cross, but that won't be for a few episodes yet. And then I also want there to be on the road and the river, we want to add in the Smile family compound. So this goes right here. It's north of the Free City. They're right next to the river, and they use the river and the water just like the city does. So the road stops there, and then the river flows right through. Awesome. Okay, I think that'll do. Road. Can I turn this? Ooh, I can. Fuck yeah. All right. Cool diagram, Adam. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is their main compound. It's north of the city. There's the overlap here. And then I think all this, right? So this is all Eastern Mountains, and they run like that. Nope. They run like this, basically. There we go. Okay, so there's a mountain range that runs this way. And then, yeah, so I'll need a couple more locales. So we're going to put, this is, what was the name of my scary boy? Jotun. That's right, Jotun. So the Broken Spine clan hold, which we may or may not ever see, but the Broken Spine clan hold is, I think, here somewhere, right? Like it's up in the mountains and in the forest there as well. Okay. Let's see here. I don't know how you plan specific numbers of sessions so well. So we agreed when we started the show, we agreed on a number of sessions. We agreed that it was going to be 12 12 sessions. And that was an agreement that I made with the cast and with our sponsor. And plus we're treating it like a TV show, right? So we do a first season and then we have the option to renew. So if it goes really good and we can get sponsorship, we might do a season 2. But yeah, that's kind of how I structure that stuff. Yeah, Jotun is a Grendel. Yeah. So this is the Broken Spine clan hold, which means we also need to place the lodge, right? And did we name it was like the Hawk's Nest, right? God, what a prick. I imagine him to be like a Prussian sort of proto-Nazi in the way that he acts. Like he's pretty classic. He's pretty classic. Nobility, Warhammer nobility. So yeah, I think we called it the Hawk's Nest. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so then we have the Hawk's Nest. Here we go. Okay, and I think that is more likely to be on this side of the overlap. But then I want them across the bridge. So yeah, maybe let's put it up here. Yeah, okay. So these are connected now by way of like a path, a shitty road. Okay. And then Smile Family Compound, River Sophia. There's there's a town at St. Alvar's, like a trading post or something. Yeah. And we'll just call it something boring like Crossroads because people are not that creative. And that is also right there. All right. So, it's a functional map, but it's not, not a literal one. All right. So that's cool. The Crossroads and St. Alvar's Bridge. The Hawk's Nest is there. Where's his lady from? Right here. she's from up here in this zone. Yeah, the Crossroads has like a tavern and like it's a way house, right? It's a place you can stop on your journey. Do we have any other locations? I guess another thing I could do would be let's introduce a rumor of like a false hunting lodge, right? And let's put that like, I don't know, here-ish. And we'll connect those two by a road. Yeah, there we go. So if from Crossroads, if you follow the road, you'll get to this hunting lodge, which turns out to be a red herring, right? So this is a way to buy us some more time to go on a little side adventure to go to this other hunting lodge, right? It's a literal map. You showed spatial relationships. Okay, all right, I'll take it. It looks like a subway map. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so the False Nest connects to Crossroads, but the Hawk's Nest, I don't think there's like a proper road to get out there. I think you have to hike there on a hidden road, but you can get there from Crossroads as well. Yeah. So let's do that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think the False Nest is like a fake. It's another thing, right? It's a side route that we can go to. Okay, so I guess then their options are rent a boat, take the Woodland Road, or go overland. And I guess if I'm going to do that, then we need to make another zone, which is like right here. It's a big face. So this is farmland of Phylos, right? So this is all farmland right here. Plains area. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And probably there's similar stuff over here, Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's right. The lodge might have hints that lead them to the hawk's nest. Now remember, this isn't a narrative flowchart. This is a map, right? Now, narrative flowchart would be to guess the route. So let's do that, right? So one route, how do you pronounce it? Might be Philos, and then the compound. Rudy. Routa. Okay. Smile Family Compound. And then St. Alvar's Bridge. And then Crossroads. And the Hawk's Nest. Right? This could be a route. But it could also look like this. Watch. It could also be no compound. This is the boat version. To the bridge, Crossroads, right? And then either the Hawk's Nest or the False Nest, depending, right? These feel to me like the most obvious ways to go. The route in the farms. Like, I wonder, yeah, like cutting through the farmland. This is the least likely. But I also think I should think about encounters within here. So, right. So let's go back and we'll start editing our document, right? So in the next episode, we're going to deal with, so the attack by the Peregrines is done. That's fine. That's old business. That's done. We still need to, I need to give this, I hinted at the side mission, but I still need to give this to, Mr. Belvedere, right? Right. We need to find a way to do that. I mean, it seems like they're interested in the gold anyway, but we need to have their like little CIA agent lady come to the party and say, you know what, this is a thing we need you to do. I'm really sorry about what happened with the flea and flintlock, but we need you to get the money back. That's what really matters. Did you mean Mr. Belvedere? I didn't, but thank you for asking. Okay, so find a location of the Hawk's Nest. Oh, look, we have names for these things. So it's the Ebonwood. That's right. The overlap, aka the Ebonwood, aka the People's Designated Lumber Production Zone. That's right. Okay. All right. So let's see here. I don't know if they're going to find any more information about where it is. They know it's in the overlap. They know there are other hunting lodges. I guess they might still do some of that. And then we have the travel, taking the Esperine Road. Right, Via Victoria. That's what we called it. The Esperine Road, and then taking a logging road into the Ebonwood. Okay, right. And that's this logging road from Crossroad. Okay, all right. And then, or by boat. And then, right. So these are our potential events. Wild Grendel, the Coven, some Smile Family nerds. Okay, perfect. So my goals for this session is going to be leave Philos. Right? Leave Philos, get Mr. Belvedere, the secret mission, and then potentially introduce the compound. Yeah, all right. So I guess in terms of old business as well, it's kind of old business, new business. There's the fire. So do we have a location where the church gold is? What did we say about that gold? Where did we land on where it ended up? It's with the hawk, right? Let's see. Fled with the churches. Used to bankroll the hawk. Yeah, he has it. Yeah, it's in his vault. Yeah, so this is where the gold is, but it's being used to pay these guys. God, Father Ronaldo, he must be so bummed because the money he took from the church is being fed to chaos beasts. That's not good. Poor guy. Well, that's how it is. So he's loyal to this is what you get for being loyal to nobility. Okay. All right. So just doing some additional color coding. There we go. I mean, he doesn't know. That's true. When he finds out, he'll be brokenhearted. But that'll be a test for him. Okay. So I guess what I can think about then we can start thinking about block encounters. Right? So we can start creating modules in the sense that now what I need is a thing that can happen at the Smile family compound, a thing that can happen in St. Alvar's, a thing that can happen in the farmland. I can build encounters that might happen anywhere and I can just drop in. So let's make a list of what might happen. Let's expand on this kind of along the way list. So I'm going to cut that. And I'm going to start a along the way kind of listing of things that might happen and what I might need for them. But again, remember, right now, all I really need is what I need for this session. So, okay. So I'm going to brainstorm a few more. And then, yeah, we'll check. And that's part of Natchite. That's part of the thing is we're going to check the rules about traveling, right? So I guess let me make a note there too. These are encounters along the way. And then also we have travel situation, right? How long it's going to take, those kinds of things, etc. Yeah. Okay. So encounters along the way, let's flesh these out. So the coven, because in there are encounters. I'm not really worried about this. Again, it's not a sandbox. So my goal isn't to make perfectly agnostic modules to place. It's to create things that I need or want to happen so that when I have that feeling of like, oh, we've just had like RP bullshit for a little while. I need to introduce something mechanical or introduce something punchy. Here's something I can pull in. So let's rank these here. So the Smile family blockade, right? These are the ones that have stopped. I figure, and actually that's a note for this compound. They've actually blocked the road in the sense that they have like a festival or something happening. And if you want to use the Via Victoria, you have to go through this thing they've built around the road. They wouldn't call it a blockade, but it's basically that. So the Smile family blockade. We have, let's see, an encounter with the Illuminated Masters Road Wardens. There we go. Okay. Because they're around. Smile family blockade, an encounter with the Illuminated Masters Road Wardens. Some peasants doing peasant stuff. Okay. Let's see. We've got, what else could happen along the way? We have, I've already used the like surprise. It's guys that hate you. Yeah. So brigands and bandits, right? And this could happen. And you'll see what I'm going to do after this. I'm coming up with a list, a bullet list, and then we'll place where and when after that. But okay. Smile family blockade, encounter with the road wardens, peasants doing peasant stuff, brigands and bandits, beastmen, right? So we have, oh, that's a good point. HM Ives or H Mives. We need to place one more thing on here. Right? This is our holy mountain. It's named after not one, but two different Jodorowsky movies. Okay, yeah. So their holy mountain is up here. This is where they lived. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So yeah, I guess we could say ogre. Is it me or do you have green bits in your hair? It's my green screen behind me. It's the. You see how that's what's happening. Okay, so let's say ogre. What would they? I don't know. A group of missionaries, basically, but they're not really missionaries. So ogre missionaries. What else? Once they leave town. I guess also there's like situation, something complicated at the bridge. And then right, a night in Crossroads, which is like kind of a Tortuga style like town, right? It's like a little dangerous. Yeah, right. Standoff at the bridge, battle at the bridge, whatever you like to call it. Potentially visit the false nest. Oh yeah, the beastmen. So Grendel attack. And then I think that's probably it, right? Like right? Yeah, like a herdstone with no Grendel around. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. So a Grendel attack, false nest, and then I guess the like arriving at the hawk's nest isn't really a thing. But so here's the thing. So now what I'm gonna do, because this is structured around kind of a combination event map, my where is also a when. Right? So the where and when for these is kind of one thing, because some of them have to happen in a specific location, others have to happen at a specific time. So let's place those. My ideal here is that we arrive, again, my ideal, I don't have control over it. We arrive episode 9 at the Hawk's Nest, which gives us 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have four episodes on the road, and then I want 2 episodes for dealing with the Hawk's Nest and Fallout, basically, like the denouement and our end game. What do we do with all of this stuff? So I think here we need to just figure out where and when these might occur. Okay, so the Smile Family blockade is between Philos and I guess we need to bump this head. Okay, between Philos and the compound. What is it? A Smile Family festival? What should we call it? The celebration of smiles? Right? Like, or something. A lot of tambourines. Yeah. Celebration of, yeah, something like that. Or like the cheerful days. Because they're not really a euphoria cult, right? It's a surface level. Yeah, let's call it something stock. I think that's Smile Stock. Ugh, I hate it. Yep. Okay. Smile Stock. What other good puns work? We got Coachella. We got Smileapalooza. Smileapalooza's good too. I think I like Smileapalooza better. Yeah, okay. I think that one's the best one. Because you can't really put smile into Coachella very easily. Smiling Man, right? That's a bigger one elsewhere. They do that in the desert. Okay, a Smile Family Festival, Smileapalooza, has taken over the roadway and all traffic has been blocked. The players have to deal with family business or else try to go around. Yeah. Okay. But I don't want it just to be like You show up. There's got to be a way that I want to funnel them through it.